Welcome everyone right now down here at Avenger Park. Unbelievable scenes. The Australian Championship is on. My God, guys, I've got Nick Galatas. I've got to say something before he comes on, guys. This weekend, it has been so sweet. I'm actually opening up a can or a jar of honey, and this weekend has been so sweet, Nick. Honestly, I think I'm dreaming and I'm back in the NSL. Nick, congratulations. A lot of work has been done through this sort of stuff, hasn't it?
Thanks, Harry. Yes, a heap of work, and it's still going.
And of course, the work you put in, the things that happen online, and all those things that are happening online, the people bringing it down. I tell you what, we've had some good crowds this week, haven't we?
We have, Harry. Look, we're not worrying about people bringing it down. We're just worrying about what we're doing and what the clubs are doing, and the fans are coming out, and the people are watching it. So it's great.
And of course, I saw the game at South Melbourne. I said to myself, gee, 7,000 people, that's amazing. And the week before we had the other finals, they were pretty full as well. And it's just a culmination now of people getting out there, enjoying themselves. And when I saw that game between Sydney Olympic and of course South Melbourne, I said, Mike, where have I gone back in a time tunnel? Have I gone back in time? People from Olympic turned up from Sydney, the South Melbourne supporters. You're talking about everybody who was there in the old days turning up as well. Parents, families, they were all there.
Well, yes, Harry, and it's not really. Actually, it's funny. It's not going back in time. This is the present and the future. So what's great about it is that it's actually current and it's present. So it's not about going back. It's this is the future of our game. And these clubs have kept going through the last 20, 25 years, and here they are.
And so it's a whole weekend of games, a culmination of the amount of work that you put in through with Football Australia. How did you finish up knowing that it was starting, of course, and of course working with them? It's just been a miracle for it to start, as I said.
Harry, Football Australia has taken it on. They agreed to have a national second division years ago now, and it's been years in the making. It's not easy to implement a new competition from the beginning. We've never had a national second division, so I commend Football Australia for doing it. We, the clubs, want to press obviously for a home and away comp, a proper national second division, as Football Australia has said. This is a great stepping stone. We're at base camp, but the people are speaking, I think, and they will speak over the next couple of months. And we can see this evolving into a proper new competition, which will be a platform for some of the more strong clubs. That's what our country needs. Our football landscape needs big clubs to come back and to bridge the gap between A-League and NPL.
And so a lot of people have been asking me online, of course, we're now going on Channel 31 every week now, and we're going, of course, on the Aurora Channel next week. This show's going on the Aurora Channel. And people are saying to me, Harry, it would be good if we get promotion, relegation. I said, look, right now, I can't tell you anything. We don't know what's happening, but let's just start with this competition first and let this roll on, and let's see where the support comes for this first. Is that the correct way of doing it?
Well, that's right. Look, Harry, we're not talking promotion and relegation. I mean, that's what we're talking about, is building this new competition. We've said many times, and it's quite open, that if we don't have a proper second tier, how can you have relegation from the first tier to something that doesn't exist? So if an A-League team were to be relegated into the NPL, most of them, if none of them, would survive. So we recognise that. The reality is the A-League's there. It's our primary competition in the country. So if we can have a proper national second division, not an NPL which comprises 100 plus clubs, which isn't really a national second division, as you know. If we've got a proper 1, 10, 12, 14 teams, national, televised, home and away, and the gap between it and the A-League isn't great, then you can understand how naturally we'll evolve into ultimately a promotion and relegation system in Australia, because it'll be good for everyone, not just these clubs in this competition, but the A-League too. So, because they won't be a club that may be relegated out of the A-League in due course sometime in the future. Well, A won't be relegated forever, obviously, they can come back up. And secondly, they're not going to die in the National Second Division, they might flourish in it. So that's what we're looking at doing, having a proper organic natural system. We're hoping that's what happens. Football Australia has said they want a proper home and away second division. That's their aim. This they see as a stepping stone, as do we, as do the clubs. So the clubs are embracing it. There was a bit of angst and bitterness at the start when it was announced, but I think what's great is they've embraced it. Every club has embraced it, so it's fantastic.
And of course, I was at Preston yesterday, and you should have seen the crowd. It was amazing. It was the cheering. It was on. It was people were lining up for the kebabi and everything. I could not believe the people, the atmosphere. And I'll tell you, it was different, Nick. We know we go to NPL clubs, we go to the games, and this was so different because they knew that they were playing a club from interstate, like the old days, and they had some people there from Northwest Spirit, Sydney there as well, and I was very surprised that it didn't feel like an NPL game. It was so different with the telecasting on SBS and all that. So this is just felt so new.
It's a step up, Harry, and the whole idea of this competition is that it's a step up. If you haven't got a step up, what's the point? So the idea is that these clubs are bringing in stronger players. The fans come out to see them in a bigger competition. The coaching, of course, is elite. They elevate, we get better administration, referees, the whole lot. So we create a better level than the NPL. So that's the idea. And with club people in Preston and South Melbourne, we'll see up here and others, the idea is that their fans want to come and see their club. So if you're a Melbourne Victory fan, by all means, watch Melbourne Victory. If you're a South Melbourne fan or an Avondale fan or a Preston fan, watch your club. It's not about saying you need to have an A-League team or, like the AFL that says, right, who's your AFL side? Well, my side is my side. So if my team is Sydney Olympic, that's my team, and I follow them where they're playing.
And I spoke to David Svetovsky yesterday. He was so excited. It was just such a different view on the game, and it was refreshing to say, well, it's more entertainment. It's an entertaining to be able to play teams from different competitions, to be a second tier national competition. But everybody says it, well, we'd rather have home and away, like you said. But that's in the pipeline. Is that right? Are they working on that right now?
Well, that's right. And Harry, it is. And look, I commend David. What a great job Preston's done.
Yes.
But every club. So you just look at it quite simply. What does every club want to do? They want to be the best they can be. It's a competitive sport. So I remember when I was at South Melbourne on the board, chairman for a number of years, our principal aim at that club, as a supporter-based club, not as a junior club or as a club designed to just bring in players, but as a supporter-based club. South Melbourne's task, the board's task then and now and always will be, to put the best team on the park it can put on the park and to win what the competition he plays in and to get as high as he can. That's what Preston want to do. That's what Sydney Olympic want to do. What the NPL did was it stopped them. It said, right, you can't rise above this level. You've got to have conditions on the way you play. You can't go into the A-League. You can't get promoted in the first division of Australian football. You got to do X, Y, and Z. That's not what the game's about. So what all Preston, I think, want, and all their fans want, is the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah, give us a chance to play at a higher level. Don't keep us down at a lower level, and let's just be the best we can be. So the National Second Division ultimately, Harry, will be, and what we've conceived it as, is take out the 100 NPL clubs. If you take off the lid, what happens? Those that want to, those that are ambitious and capable, they'll rise. So take 10, 12, 14, whatever number of those clubs, they'll rise above the rest, and that's the aim. And others, of course, later can come through. So there's also relegation with below and promotion. So a club that isn't in the original home and away comp when he comes can get promoted into it. So the idea is to create a continuum. We enable ambition, we enable aspiration, and the clubs that want to and can make it, and those that don't want to and can't don't, and that's great. That's what we want.
And so of course on Friday night when South Melbourne played, that felt like a derby.
It did.
The old derby from the NSL,
and
then today they're expecting a massive crowd at Heidelberg, Marconi. Can you imagine what a game that's going to be? So this is all exciting to everyone listening to us right now, of course, on Football S. And get out to your clubs, support your clubs at this time, because this is an exciting time for the game in Australia. And we're fitting the puzzle together. The puzzle's coming together, isn't it? The main game, A-League, the second tier, and the NPL. We're filling that gap in the middle for more players to play more better games.
Exactly. And you imagine, Harry, go back 20, 25 years. There's no chance that in today's world in today's political world, we would have got rid of these clubs out of the top division and not only that, but shunned them and said you can't rise. What these clubs are, Heidelberg, South Melbourne Olympic, Marconi, they're all different clubs, of course. Marconi, they're all got different characteristics. Preston, Avondale, new, coming through, they've got different characteristics. So, and that's great because they reflect the communities where they grew. So Marconi's got a very different community base and support structure than, say, a Preston or Heidelberg or Avondale. So everyone's different, everyone's valuable, everyone has an identity, and what these clubs are, and I think, borrow a phrase from somewhere else, but I love it for these clubs, are cherished cultural institutions, and Australia should be proud to have them. Every single club has been born from the bottom up. No one has created them, plonked them onto the scene.
Over 50 years.
50, 60, 70 years now.
Exactly.
So I was at South Melbourne's 50th anniversary ages ago, and now we've gone past 60. So this is what these clubs are, and we should be proud to have them and allow them to be what they can be. Don't put limits. That's the aim, right? That's the goal. Don't put limits on them, and also don't judge them by standards that are unrealistic. I mean, you don't expect Avondale today to have 10,000 people and to have a big grandstand, but it might one day. So let it grow.
Exactly.
And people are saying, South Melbourne Olympic only got 6,500, whatever it was, people. It's like, by what measure do we say that's good or bad? It is what it is. It's a fantastic crowd. And you know what, Harry? It's better than the NPL. So everyone,
it is.
The people that I've seen online, the sort of haters, as you call them, or those who are, I think, on, the fence, so to speak, they're talking about, the Australian Championship isn't as good as the A-League or vice versa. It's not about that. It's about the Australian Championship and ultimately our national second division being a true second division in place of the NPL, which wasn't. So it's not about being better than the A-League. It's not about that at all. The A-League should be our primary. It's our top tier. You want it to be as good as it can be. We want to be proud of our first division in this country. We want to be proud of all our clubs in this country. And that's all. So it's not about, look, it only got 6,000 and the A-League got 10. We're comparing wrong things. This is about, let's get a real second division. Let's enable clubs from below the A-League to grow so we can grow our base of clubs. That's all it is.
Exactly, Nick. So all I can say to everyone out there today watching us on, of course, Aurora TV, Channel 31, online, wherever you are watching us, go out there, support your clubs.
Absolutely.
Let's build this league where it needs to be to support our former community clubs that were in the NSL many years ago. Let's build them back up again and make it a true second-tier competition to compete for a lot of things for many years. Thank you very much, Nick, for joining us today.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you. Well, guys, I tell you what, right now we've got a special guest. We've had Andrew on before talking about the champions. We're talking about those champions that didn't actually, nobody talks about them. The forgotten champions, of course, down at Brunswick Juventus, mate. You played in a fantastic final, but nobody talks about it either.
True, yeah. I mean, it's all history. People will look it up and they'll find it there, but is it talked about? Probably not as much as it should be.
Football has produced it for you guys. Remember that time that you went there and on the show with us online and we spoke about it and everything, but we got something very different to talk about right now. Mate, in a few weeks' time, Preston versus Avondale FC. I can see you wearing the Avondale stuff, but let me just say one thing about you, Andrew. Now, you got to be honest here, please. I know you're wearing the stuff here. Of course, Stefan, your son, plays here. We know what's happening. I'm going to ask this Stefan to talk about what happened. He's going to tell you a few things about it. You're going to tell him the story, mate. I want to get your son and tell, what are you doing, mate? The game's more important than going to bloody Bali. Please, mate. The thing is, what are you going to do on that day? Are you going to be wearing half and a half shirt or what?
Okay.
It's a good point, actually, by the way, that you raised. Are you going to be?
I have been known to go to Avondale Preston games with an Avondale hat and a Preston scarf.
So he's really
that may be the same in a couple of weeks' time.
Hey, Stefan is really he's done it. I just guessed it
Has
right.
he? I would have.
Mate.
I would have assumed you would have worn your old Preston Lions shirt because we're talking a little bit before. You used to play for Preston not too long ago.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate.
I spent 5 wonderful years at Preston, and I always look back at my time there and say how well the club looked after its boys, and particularly myself. I had 5 wonderful years there, and I'm always welcome there even to this very day. So looking forward to being there in a couple of weeks' time.
You were at Preston yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't?
I wasn't, no.
Oh, maybe
no,
that
but
was someone else that I was chatting with. Whoops.
I was watching it online.
You were watching it online. What did you think? Because obviously Avondale next week they play against Northwestern Sydney Spirit, the premiers of NPL. Which I'll be honest, they didn't really look like the premiers yesterday.
Yep.
Obviously lost their coach, lost two of their best players yesterday at the game. What did you think of the way they played and how you think Avondale? Before we talk a little bit more about your son, how do you think your boys are going to do next week?
Well, are we talking about yesterday's game? I thought Preston had the better of the Spirit. I thought they probably deserved to win, but you know the Spirit just kept coming at them and managed to secure the draw in the last few minutes. And all credit to them. I thought the way that their goal was worked was absolutely brilliant. How they got in behind the defence. So it just goes to show, you know, people talk about the level that we have here in Victoria, the NPL. The level of you know, the way our boys are playing here, but don't discredit the interstate teams. I think they've got a lot to offer, and we even saw that when Avondale played Apia in the Australia Cup. I thought it was a fantastic game, a great standard, a great atmosphere, and it sort of harked back to the NSL days. I thought it was a fantastic night.
How did you feel yesterday, knowing? I mean, even South Melbourne, I understand that watching Olympic in South Melbourne on Friday night, I was thinking to myself, have I gone back in a time machine or what? You weren't even born there, mate. You weren't even born
No,
there.
but I was at the game, though.
You were at
on
that,
Friday,
exactly.
And what an atmosphere that was. That was all Greek derby you talk about.
Oh,
and we're
yes.
actually speaking about this before, is that in the NPL down here in Victoria, there's no real Greek derby.
Ooh,
Not just yet, at least.
Heidelberg South?
Oh, sorry. Not Greek
Heidelberg.
derby. I mean, not Greek derby. I got myself mistaken. Italian derby.
Italian derby.
Italian derby. There's no real
And that's what I
Italian
was saying
derby.
before. The Avondale Apia game was a fantastic event.
yes.
There was a great atmosphere, and both sets of supporters really got on well. And you know, perhaps this is the start of the new era, and certainly in regard to
I'll tell you in a minute.
yeah, certainly in regard to the feel of this new format. It sort of harks back to the NSL days with, you know, a lot of the teams that were part of the NSL, you know, back in the day. But there's also a nod to the future with teams such as Avondale and Spirit, who we were just talking about, Metro Stars, you know, teams that haven't necessarily appeared on the national stage. We could be actually watching the future of Australian soccer being formed over the next couple of months.
And what about these kids coming in playing now in these clubs? Of course, gee, people will be watching them very closely now. That they could be household names in the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, the great thing about it now is that these kids coming through can actually look at these games and say, geez, there's actually a pathway here.
That's
for me,
right.
as opposed to the closed shop that the A-League has been. And I mean, that's a whole separate discussion. But a lot of these kids coming through, girls, boys, and I mean, again, girls is another story, because our girls have done incredibly well internationally. Not to discredit our boys, but these kids coming through now can actually see that there's a pathway to be playing at a national level, which is really, really exciting.
I'm glad you mentioned your girls, because your girls team down in VPL 1 did an unbelievable job at getting promoted. I think in total they conceded about 10 goals all season, and they scored well over 100 goals to get promoted back up to the top flight. What did you think of that?
Because look, enormous achievement, but now the test is playing in that higher level. Of course. So you know, we see clubs coming back to the NPL that were there in the past. The you know, Bentley Greens of this world. You know, great to see them coming back, and be interesting to see with you know, Katakis there now, how he's going to handle his first year back in the top flight. So there's a lot to be said about promotion relegation, and as a consequence, it provides the pathways needed for our kids to grow and look forward to playing at the highest level.
Okay, now this is the burning question. I burn myself every time I say this. I keep burning myself online and everything. They're telling me off. I don't care. I'm controversial. Who cares, mate? Who cares? This Stefan, this son of yours, mate, what has he done to us? We want him to play today. What's
I know.
going on here? What's
I know.
happened here?
So, yeah, unfortunately, the boys all went to an end-of-season trip in Bali. He wasn't there the whole time. He went there for 3 days, probably the worst 3 days of his life because he came back very, very sick. And once he got over that a few weeks ago, he then contracted influenza A. So
What?
he's been bedridden until
my
midweek
God.
this week. So yeah, you won't see him in any capacity here today, but hopefully from next week we'll get a chance to see him again.
Do we get him a nurse? Can football let's get him a nurse or what?
Can you afford him a nurse, Harry?
I think we can get him for a couple of days. For a couple of days, because the sponsors could put some money in for that. That's fine. If we could film him, we could do a show. We can be nursed up as well, of course. You know.
I want to ask you about your boy. Obviously, he's played at the A-League level, Melbourne City, Western Sydney Wanderers, Western United as well, now playing at Avondale.
Yeah.
How's his transition been from playing that A-League level to the NPL level now? He had a fantastic season, by the way, joined Avondale back in 2021. What have you thought of his tenure here at Avondale so far?
Look, I think, well, he's actually been there longer than since 2021. I think he actually started here in about 2018.
Okay.
So he's been here quite a while. I think he's probably up to his 8th year. Personally, I think he's grown with the club. Obviously, in those days, he was still a kid coming out of the A-League system, and he had to find his feet here. He's worked hard with a core group of boys that a number of them are still here now, forming the backbone of the team. I think he's grown with the club. He's grown with the team. They've had an enormous amount of success, albeit some people may say they've underachieved. But I think he's certainly enjoyed his time here, and I think his name has now become synonymous with Avondale. So yeah, I think in summary, he's certainly not regretted ever coming here.
Well, I tell you what, Andrew, today's a great day at Avondale here at Avenger Park. Thank you for joining us.
No worries, Harry.
And Stefan,
Okay.
and the other Stefan, that is.
Good on you, Stefan.
Thank you,
Okay,
appreciate
mate.
it.
Good
I
on
tell you what, guys, we're going to be bringing on very shortly somebody really big, the coach of Jonaton, Germano, and of course we're looking at Fornaroli, Bruno coming on. We'll see what happens in a couple of minutes. Thank you, guys.
We're down here once again with more fans. Who am I here with? Sam.
Adrian, Riza,
And where do you guys come from? Avondale Heights.
Avondale Heights, Greenville.
Greenville to Avondale Heights. So that means you two are OG fans back when they were playing Avondale Heights, weren't you? Yeah, of course. Yeah?
Yep. And the kids play for Avondale.
Well, there you go. Who's going to get up here today? Of course, Avondale at home, just our fortress. Yeah?
Avondale. We hope so, Avondale.
Give me a scoreline. I would say 3-0.
What he says. 3-0, 2-0. Yeah. Anything in Avondale's favour.
And I've got to ask you guys one more question. Are you guys excited for the Bruno show?
Oh, definitely. I think he'll just play a bit more attack for us, and we should hopefully get some big results.
Perfect.
What he said.
What he said. She's clearly not a person of many words.
Yeah, 100%. It's so great to see some young kids coming through as well. Some new talent through the Avondale pathways.
Perfect. Let's go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed who I've had with. We've got football royalty. Bruno Fornaroli. ¿Qué pasa, señores?
Todo bien.
¿Qué pasa, Jonaton? Germano, the coach. I cannot believe what's going. We've got this. We've got something happening here very special. Jonaton, you are coaching today for the first time.
For the first time.
How do you feel?
Amazing pump. It's a lot of emotions going through me, but I'm really positive for the game today.
Well, I tell you what, Bruno, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I've seen you that many times on TV. They call me the soccer psycho. They call me the soccer psycho, and that's why I'm the soccer psycho today. And the problem is, mate, you've come down to the community clubs. You would have played in community in Uruguay, the community, how you built your game there as a young boy. This is the sort of club that you would have played for in Uruguay.
Oh yes, look, that's what you say. I played before, and that's where I come from, and you know that's what I take all my passion for football, and now I want to keep showing that I still have that passion.
How did you get him? How did you get him, Signore? How did you get him?
Just one call.
One call. My God, man. Say something, Stefan. I can't say anymore.
I got it. It feels a little bit surreal here.
played for my favourite club, Melbourne City, and then he left and he joined Melbourne Victory.
Victory, ¿qué pasa, señores? Victory.
What? Obviously, being next to you guys both come from Uruguay. I gotta ask. I love the mentality that you guys have as well. What's the mentality that you guys have when you come out there on the pitch? You coaching and you playing wise. What's the secret that you guys have where you guys feel like you have an advantage over all your competition?
You know, the passion. We grow up like that. We grow up playing the street, and we want to win everything, and we don't fear anything.
Yeah, same inside the field. This is why I say, was just one call from him, and I understand straight away what he wants. I think we speak the same language, not only Spanish, but also what we want inside the field. So it's something like I love to play for him, and I know what he wants. So I hope that you can see today what we can do inside the field.
How excited are you today? I'm not sure I've ever been more excited to come down to a game. Bruno show. This is, by the way, I've got to get up.
Please show it, please. Show it.
The first ever Bruno Fornaroli shirt sold.
Unbelievable, man.
First one. I'm not kidding.
You got a number one fan.
Number one fan.
Number one fan. I'm not kidding. I love my Uruguayan players. I love Luis Suarez, but I think now, obviously, you've taken
my God, man.
But I got to ask, why? And you've probably been asked this so much. Why come down to Avondale?
Look, like I say, it's no. The reality is the only truth is he called me. He called me. We are friends, and I say that I know the passion that he has for football, and we share that same passion. And he's the reason. He's the reason. And now, obviously, when you arrive in a club like Avondale, that is a club that you want to be the best professional in NPL and have a great idea and great future. You want to be part of. But again, the person that he called me, and really I understand straight away what he wants, and he don't have to even convince me, because I know him well was him. So now I will try to do my best for the club and for him as well, because he gave me the confidence to be here.
And Jonaton, for you, obviously stepping up now, first game as coach, you got some big shoes to fill after Zoran's incredible season that he had. How excited are you looking forward to it?
Of course, you know, I've been under Zoran before. I know how great coach he is. He great was for the club, and he's like you say, big shoes to fill. But I'm here, you know, with my coaching staff to do the best for Avondale and to show we can do better.
I want to ask you, the Latino coaches, very different, huh? Are you going to show the passion of like I got him. Listen to me. Are you going to go, hey, speaking in Spanish? Hey? Well, don't speak in Greek, but I speak Greek. But the thing is, are you going to show that passion on the field, the same as the Latino coaches? And of course, the commentators, when they score, go, goal! You know this one.
You will do the same?
I will do the same. The soccer psycho.
You hear him on the sidelines.
I will do the same. What are you going to do for us out there? Entertainment.
You know, I'm a calm guy.
Really?
Or
not today?
But when I'm inside the field, that's my passion. And I will be really entertained. You will see Ryan next to the line, closing the players' line.
Well, I want to get a Bruno for a minute. Bruno, Melbourne City. Now, every time we talk to a player on Football S, we always say how many points for the clubs you played for, the clubs, you know, points out of 10. I'm going to ask you that. You understand it's like a test for you? Test.
Yeah.
We're gonna say like we spoke with a lot of players and they're giving us the 10 out of 10 or 1 or 3 or 4, whatever. I'm gonna say to you, Melbourne City, 1 out of 10.
10.
10.
Why? Because they opened the door for me to come to Australia.
Yes.
They treat me very well, and I'm very grateful. This is why. Let me tell you. Again, they opened the door for me. I play good football with them, and again, grateful is the word that I have from them.
Okay, now Perth Glory,
another 10.
Gee, I never heard this before. This is the first time I've got 10s.
Yes.
And now, please, maybe go 10.5 the next one. Maybe I don't know. Melbourne Victory.
That could be probably 12.
Oh, you broke the record. First time 12. I tell you
Yes,
what.
and why? Because probably I play my best football the last couple of seasons there, and the love that I received from the fans was absolutely incredible. Until today, they still show me that love, and it's something like as a football player is the most special thing. So I hope like I can create the same thing here in Avondale, and we can love each other. So start from today.
So what I want to say also is you're a Socceroo as well.
Yeah.
Amazing that you became a Socceroo, played a little qualifiers. How to enjoy the Socceroos? How did you enjoy them?
That's the best that you, as a footballer, you can have. You know, play for the national team, wear that shirt, and you know, play for the country. Was an amazing experience, and yeah, it's something that I really enjoy, and I have the life to enjoy close to my family as well. So make even special.
We got some more before we.
I've got to ask you 2 more questions each for both of you as well. For all the younger kids out there, and also for the players that are looking to try and take that next step up, what is some advice that you guys could give them in order to try and help them out?
You know, for me today is really focus the young kids, especially focus in Bruno, a player like Bruno. He play big leagues in all the part of the world. He play for the Socceroos over here as well. So the kids can learn a lot of things from him, and as well for other players at the club.
Yeah, for me it's like I always say, like you have to make you a question why you play football. Why is the reason that you play football? That's what I like to ask the kids, you know, because I understand everyone play for different reasons, but in some point you have to love this game because it's the only way that maybe you will get through in difficult moments, and you will have difficult moments in the football, 100%, up and downs all the time. But it's something like I always like to ask, why is the reason you play football? So it's something like you really need to understand, and you put your heart on the field, and you have to do 100% every time. Otherwise, you have a short life in football. You know? But this is what I try to pass around for them.
I got one last question for you guys, and this is my favorite question to ask for both of you guys. Who has been one player for both of you guys that you guys play against, you guys came up against, and you thought, wow, he is the next level. Like, I've never seen someone like him before. I got you boys thinking now.
When I was really young, probably Enzo Francescoli. He played Uruguayan national team, played River. For me, it was class. And in that point, I was thinking, like, I wish to play like him one day. But could be him, and in a completely different level. Always my father was some like Luca, and even if he didn't reach a good level, the passion that he had for football was always there. So he was my biggest mentor. Yeah.
Okay, go on. One more.
For me, I have a pleasure to train under Juan Sebastian Verón in Argentina and learn a lot from him. And when I went to the club, I think that was one of my idols in Estudiantes. And my other one is very similar to Bruno. One of my brothers used to play professional before. He didn't reach to the big level, but he played a decent level, and he was one of the reasons why I keep playing after him.
Perfect.
Now, I'm gonna say one thing in Latino.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me it's good. Sounding
Rate
good.
him out of 10.
Let me tell you
how good it is. Let's see how good it is.
Vamos Avondale.
That's actually 9.5.
That's for you. That's
Vamos!
Vamos for you, boys.
Because it's not
There is only one football, okay?
Thank you so
And
much.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
if we score a goal, how you will celebrate the goal?
I'm going to run on the field. No, I'm going to hug Bruno. Better score a goal because I got access to all areas. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you, boys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias, senores. Muchas
you so much.
gracias. Thank you, boys. Thank you for joining us today, guys. We're back very shortly, very soon.
All right, boys, who am I here with?
Tyson.
James.
Yeah.
Ramsey. And where are you boys from?
From Geelong.
Perfect.
Werribee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Werribee.
And who do you boys supporting here today?
Avondale.
Avondale.
I'm neutral, but Avondale. Yeah, I'll say Avondale.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Canberra, Croatia, but
I'll say Avondale. Yeah.
perfect. And what do you reckon the scoreline's going to be?
3-0.
Perfect. 2-0 Avondale.
Yeah. 2-0 Avondale. Yeah.
And are we guys ready for the Bruno show out there?
Of course, man. Always.
Yeah? Yeah, good.
100%. Of course.
Perfect. Thanks very much, fellas.
Welcome everyone to Football List again. Right now I've got a massive guest here for me, Joe Colosimo from the Junior Premier League. Boy, we spoke to him a few weeks ago. Things are happening. Boy, there's a massive revolution of the game happening here right now. You got no idea, Joe. Tell me, please, it's growing bigger or what?
It is, Harry. It's clubs are coming on board, academies are coming on board. We've actually had to extend the timeline because of the amount of clubs that have now shown interest. And with the evaluation process, it's just taken that little bit of extra time. But we're well over the 35 to 40 clubs now, with another 35 in the process of being evaluated now.
And of course, I saw 140,000 views. You guys are actually growing and growing bigger. So I can see maybe over 200,000 next week, I think. So you're getting a lot of inquiries, is that right?
Yeah, that was actually the Racing Madrid West Preston page that had those views. But the JPL is not far behind, to be honest, with England JPL now in full swing, and the Australian JPL now being tidied up and ready for launch on the 15th of February.
Well, that's amazing, and you've got Queensland involved, but Queensland is the base. Queensland got the base, is that right? The base is up there on the Sunshine Coast, the Sunshine Coast Stadium. Honestly, guys, I used to live in Brisbane. I know exactly what we're talking about here right now. Imagine playing at the end of the season. Your kids are playing in the Junior Premier League, and all of a sudden, you're told to go up to North Queensland, or Central, or whatever it is, Sunshine Coast there, to sort of like say, we're playing in a national junior competition. Will it be like similar to the championship? Will it be that sort of thing, group stages, or will it just be just one off?
The national finals on the Sunshine Coast will be the champions of each division in Queensland, Sydney, Victoria, that'll play off to be the national champion. And then from there you'll have a squad for every age group that's chosen to go and represent the JPL Australia against JPL England, Bahrain, Dubai, Oman, the United States, Canada, in a tournament in England.
And actually international.
Yes.
That's unheard of. I mean, I actually did some research saying that the Junior Premier League is in 84 countries around the world. I did my research and I said to myself, you've got to be kidding me. Which means they are basically under FIFA. There's something that FIFA do with them, or even the FA of England as well. Is that right?
Yeah, the FA of England, when it first started, didn't do much, to be honest. But now they've affiliated themselves, and JPL is pretty much the feeder competition to the EPL. It is the biggest junior competition in England.
So this is all the way up, guys, for the game in Australia. A revolution is happening. Is there something you need to tell us about New South Wales? There's some difficulties you want to speak about there as well?
Yeah, look, there's always difficulties wherever you go, but I think New South Wales at the moment, I think with what's going on up there with councils and federation, it's a little bit. They're struggling a little bit with the ground situation, and I think the biggest form of flattery is when companies come at you, I suppose, and it's not stopping the teams in New South Wales, and it's not stopping the teams in Queensland. The growth for those two states through the JPL over the last 6 to 8 weeks has been huge. So from a JPL perspective, we'll deal with every situation that comes our way and make sure that the clubs and the kids have that pathway that they so genuinely crave.
So the thing about Mel Wilkes, who's the director of the Junior Premier League around Australia, is that he's actually taking kids overseas already.
Yeah.
What are they doing overseas? They're playing because the Sunshine Coast Fire can't play in Queensland? Is that right?
Correct.
So he's actually taking the juniors to play in a competition in England. I can't believe this. That's unheard of over here.
Yeah, so Sunshine Coast Fire are taking 3 or 4 teams across, and they go into a residency, pretty much the same as what we're doing here at Racing West Preston. And they'll play in those competitions for the 8 or 9 months to make sure that they're looked at genuinely from scouts and clubs over in England and in Spain, and to make sure that our kids that do want a career and do want a pathway have that genuine pathway at I suppose at an affordable cost, which is the whole point of the JPL.
Oh, I've heard of the costs, and there's also a league in Sydney that you probably heard of, the Sydney Premier League, and I heard the prices are astronomical. Are they another franchise coming through starting, or they've just been there for many years, or who are they under? They're nothing.
They're not under us. So we're not part of anyone other than the JPL. You've got your points of contact in each state, which is Jalen in Queensland, Paul Minute in Sydney, and myself here in Victoria.
Yes.
We're not affiliated with anyone other than JPL.
Unbelievable. I tell you what, the game needed a kick somewhere. I can say a kick somewhere. People are talking about it. And how many clubs have you got in Victoria right now?
We've got 12 that we've announced. Probably got another 13 that we haven't announced yet, so we can't obviously speak about them because NDA. And there's another 42 that are under consideration at the moment. So in total, we've probably got 65 teams that have put an expression of interest in the first and second rounds, and that we're having conversations with to make sure that it fits, and that they're happy with us moving forward. We're a collaborative league, so we like to talk to our clubs and make sure that everything fits. And so it's getting their heads around the fact that there's no set day to play. You don't have to play on a Sunday. You can play Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Gee.
As long as it fits. Some teams still want to play both federations, and that's fine. There's no issue from our side with that as well. So once we're under control with the nooks and crannies, I suppose, and everyone's happy, that's when we announce. So at the moment we've got 24 confirmed, but there's a lot more to confirm.
So that means that you've got enough to start a competition next season, is that right? So far?
Yeah, we had enough at 10.
Amazing. So we're talking here all age groups of every club, is that right?
So 8s to 18s.
8 to 18, yes.
Yeah, and there will be some age groups that at the moment are being smashed. So you'll have a Division 1 and a Division 2, which will be promotion relegation.
And of course, speaking to Joey Spiteri, and who's one of our sponsors now, very shortly going to be going onto of course Aurora TV. The Football List show is there on the 20th at 8 p.m. We got prime time. We've worked so hard for this. 10 years in the making, and we're starting to build a little bit more to give the game some kind of information and things that are happening with the game in Australia. We don't want to do anything that's overseas. We just want to concentrate on our growth of our game in this country, and that's what Football List is all about. And I will tell you right now, Joey's in. He's in also. Is that right, in the competition?
Yeah, look, and we're the same. The whole point of the JPL is to give kids an opportunity that they wouldn't normally necessarily have. And you and I have had conversations many a day, Harry, about the pros and cons of the leagues that are currently there. But we've got a lot of academies that have joined. We've got stalwart clubs that have been around for a long time that are now part of our competition, that want to give these kids the opportunity. And having Joe Pateri's academy, other clubs, you've got your West Prestons, you've got your Bunduras, you've got your Mill Parks, RCD Espanyol is on as well. Yes. Those type of clubs that are pushing talent and working hard with the kids that they have. It's an honour and it's a privilege to have those clubs associated with the JPL, because it breeds competition.
It does, and I tell you what, the only way is up with this competition. If any parents want to get involved in watching this on TV right now, 31 or of course Aurora, please get in touch with us, and we'll pass your details over to Jay. Jay, thank you very much for coming today.
Thanks, Harry.
The game is going up, guys. We'll be back very shortly with another guest. This is a massive guest coming on, guys. This is a big one. So hold on, we're back shortly.
Boys, Who am I here with?
Adam, Sasha, Isaac, Liam, Luca, Christian, Lucas, Leonardo, Adam, Iggy.
Let's go one at once. Who are you guys going for?
Avondale.
What do you reckon the scoreline's going to be?
6-7.
6-7. You already said 6-7, man. We already got you.
7-6.
7-6.
3-1.
3-1.
4-2.
4-2.
I think I'm gonna hit a 5-0.
5-0, you reckons? And do you reckon Bruno's going to score?
Yeah. 5.
5. There we go.
5 by him. All 5 by him. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed?
Halfway. He'll score a bicycle kick from halfway.
Perfect. Thanks very much, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now, we've got another special guest here at Avondale. I can't believe it's La Familia. It is La Familia. And I said, vamos. I had to get a bit of flavour before. Vamos, amigos, La Familia. Avondale. Geez, I'm getting my Latin American's improving, but let me say...
Italia.
No. We've got the Latin American feel today, mate. It's a Latin American game just about today with these two boys, the two coaches, or a player. Bruno could be a coach. Who knows? It could be anyway. But the thing about this, Robert, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Rinkovic, of course, he's the operations manager down here, of course, at Avondale. What a pleasure. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for having us. It's been an amazing day so far. Mate, I want to tell you, the original Avondale, where they came from, at Avondale Heights, I used to go to the games down there 7 or 8 years ago, and I said to myself, please, you guys are a very, very nice club down there, but it was all houses and it was in a built-up area, and I'm thinking to myself, what is this? There wasn't much of a ground there, but I tell you what, mate, where you've come from. Oops. Oh boy.
Balls.
They're coming after me, the balls, mate. I can't get it at the moment. We can't get it at the moment. That's the thing. But the thing is, guys, is that where you come from, Robert, is like an amazing transformation of the club.
Absolutely. I mean, that probably just speaks louder. Actions always speak louder than words, and that's what Avondale's about. Where it's come from, it's one of the youngest clubs in the foundation clubs of the 8 main clubs that have got to kind of organise this championship cup. So we're happy, but Avondale keeps growing year by year, day on day, and we keep on investing and doing a lot of work to kind of keep improving facilities and mainly all about the kids, just to get kids into our doors, to get kids into the game, to have kids have fun at the games and hopefully singing the winning song at the end of the day.
I'm glad that you said you want to get the youngsters in, because I mean we've already had a ball come in with a boy that's fully kitted out in Avondale. I'm already kitted out as well.
He is.
I've already mentioned this is the first Bruno Fornaroli shirt that's been sold. I know you guys aren't selling a lot, but isn't it great though seeing the youngsters come out here? I mean, before the gates are technically even, well, I'm sure the gates will be open now.
Yeah.
But isn't that great seeing the youth involvement as well and the fan involvement here?
Absolutely. I first say that it looks quite well on you, like I did before. But
get me on the socials.
Has he become a model today for you guys? Is he a model? Is he a model?
He actually looks it.
He does.
Stefan looks pretty sharp. Yeah,
He does.
Sometimes I was speaking to the Alcyon and Oriana on the back, the major sponsors of this tournament for us, but sometimes logos and sponsorships, it looks, the colouring might not match, but this kit really looks apart. Yeah. And it's a testament to Macron on doing that for Alcyon and Oriana and the club,
I'm a big sucker for blue, so you've definitely got me on that.
What is this? What is this? There's the Serbian blue, there's the Greek blue, there's the Italian blue. We're all blue here today, boys.
Well, that's what it's about, and the little kids here running around in Avondale colours, they're from all sorts of backgrounds, and it's what Avondale's about. We don't look at your background. We just want people to come here, and that's what football's about. It's about connecting, and that's what you're here doing today. You're connecting with us so we can connect to the broader community. And we invite, like I said many times, and we'll continue to say it, every young family, every old family, any family that wants to be a part of a sporting code, come here and enjoy it.
And let me just say right now, the professionalism of this club is amazing.
Great.
Where you came from, and I saw everything down there was like a really beat up ground. It was housing around, like I said before, mate. The transformation is absolutely amazing. Look at the pitch, the quality of the pitch. You got to stand on that side. You must be doing some more developments. Is that right, happening here as well?
Yeah, look, again, we don't just stop and say, we're done. That's not what Avondale's about. We move day by day. We look to improve day by day as individuals, and we have high expectations, high standards on ourselves, to keep delivering for not only the supporters but the sponsors and the new community that wants to come into. So I think Avondale's leading the way in many ways, and like you say, you look around at this kind of little boutique stadium now, it's become one of the best in Australia, and we will grow on this and we will develop more here.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that, because you guys have become a real powerhouse over the last couple of years in the NPL. I mean, talk about just this past season alone, minor premiers as well. I mean, you guys hacked this place out against Newcastle Jets here in the semi-final of the Australia Cup. A close one indeed. You guys are down 2-0, brought it back 2-2. How have you guys found so much success this season, not only on the pitch but off the pitch as well?
I think it's continuously working hard. I don't see no other word but saying working hard and communicating and working collectively and having some key people that lead the ship. Steve, our president, he's instrumental. He's kind of very focused on delivering what he can and as much as he can and even more. Once again, but his message is all about kids. So I think that runs through all of us. Myself, an operations manager, likewise, like to make sure that sometimes you can turn a blind eye to something and say, yeah, that's okay, but that's not in my nature. I feel like if the pitch isn't good enough, I'm on the phone to Dylan and Matt and saying, boys, we've got an issue here and there. So a lot of people come and look at our pitch and they say it's one of the better ones. And that's what we try to do right around the club. I mean, our women's program this year, the women's team didn't lose a game, so they're in the NPL setup as well. And our juniors are in the highest tier as well. So it's kind of a collective what we're trying to do. And we don't favour any more, say, a senior men's team. We're trying to spread the love completely right through our club, and that's what it's about. So all the people that work within the club are not only working for a senior men's environment, we are working right through to the juniors and to the women's football as well. So I think that's a key, understanding what you want, working to a plan, and we've got our 3 to 5 year near plan, but also our 10-year vision of what we want to achieve as a club as well.
Let me just say to you, coming from the old place and looking at this centre, and my God, look at the club rooms you have, the professionalism of the club rooms. It's absolutely amazing. The community here you must get a lot of support down here, where you've come from to down here. What's the support like here?
Well, the best thing about it is when you're doing all this hard work, you want to see the growth. And this year, our numbers have been in attendance have been up, our memberships have been up. You mentioned the Calabria Club right there. There's over 150 sponsors in there.
Unbelievable.
Wow. With councillors and all this. So it's like I said before, we continue to work, we continue to try to provide. And the main thing is to keep people happy and have some fun all together.
Now, let me just say one thing to you, Robert. Now, we're going on TV very shortly. We would love a sponsor. I don't know whether we've got 2 sponsors. TV, the Football Less show goes on TV, and it's all about community.
Yep.
We go on community. Now, we've got PCNFS Logistics, and apparently he's a Macedonian fellow, of course, in Sydney. He's looking after us. And, of course, we've got
both you and I, by the way.
There you go, boys. So now it's getting clearer. I can hear it now. And the other thing about this is that we've got a Soccer Pro Academy, Joe Spateri, fantastic. He's come aboard as well, which is his sponsorship's going up on of course, Aurora TV, Foxtel. And this show's going on there as well. So you're going to be seeing it. So somebody said, Joe Mirabella said, speak to Winslow. Joe, you know Joe, don't you?
Yeah, well, Joe's a proud sponsor of this championship as well. So you'll see him on the training kits coming out very shortly. So Joe's been around football for many decades, and same as Dino Strano, part of Winslow as well. So
exactly.
It's what the club's about, and obviously I'm sure that we could find you some support as well.
Well, we'd love to grow. As I said, we're going on TV. We are going to go very shortly around the ground, sort of like we're going to set up our mobile system, get on the ground, come and talk to the community and have them see, talk to them as well and get them comfortably involved in interacting with us for the TV program, which would be amazing. So hopefully they're going to be lining up here in the next hour. Or what time is the game starting? Starting in about an hour and a half.
4:30.
So we're going to sort of say about 4 o'clock. We're going to get ready to do that and hopefully talk to the crowd. What do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. That's once again same message right around. Speak to people. There's a lot of people that want to be part of something, and especially our code. I think we've gone quiet for too long, and it's people like yourselves creating this kind of environment as well. And credit to Avondale and all the other clubs. And I've got to put a special mention to Nathan Godfrey as well.
Yes,
from Football Australia. His work, the past couple of years I've been going up to Sydney. We've been having these meetings collectively, part of the foundation clubs. And him and his team from Football Australia, they've just been instrumental, wanting to get this off the ground, up and running in some way, and that's what it's about once again.
I'm going to talk to you about this right now. A few years back, we're talking 10 years ago, Guess who started the talk? If I was to give you 10 years ago, I don't know how old Stefan was then, but you're probably a little kid then. But let me tell you, 10 years ago, the Football Show started and we're pointing out a second division. If I was to give you the first few shows and how many people were coming from Sydney talking about the second division, we were actually forwarding it on and people were hearing it. So if I was to get you the first shows to hear that, mate, if we started something and somebody was listening somewhere, I don't know. I'm not trying to put a chip on my shoulder, but we were starting that at that time when we thought, hang on for a sec, these clubs are struggling. There's something going on here. These clubs belong in a national comp. The NSL finished, and what happened? They were dropped. Done. And this, what were they doing, Robert? That NPL national. Remember that national thing? That was terrible.
Yeah, there's always the problem with, I think, our game is we're sometimes our biggest enemy towards ourselves.
Yes.
And I always say to everyone I speak to from different clubs, it's an opposition team isn't our enemy. We all play for the one code. We all want the code of football to be bigger and better than anything else.
What does that there? What does
La
that?
Familia, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
and that kind of goes on the broader spectrum as well. So
exactly,
it's about us being together and then fighting against other codes that possibly put restrictions towards us or against us, and every club's got issues with grounds and councils and this and that. So it's an ongoing battle, but I think it's definitely turning. The numbers and participant rates has been something that I did a FIFA conference a fortnight ago, and in that it was something quite hefty which we picked up. Was they were talking about what's the most played sport, and everyone knows that soccer, football is the most played sport. And then they were saying, right, how many participants and how many clubs? And then they said, okay, there's 3,500 football clubs, opposed to the next second biggest, which was footy, Australian rules football, and it was only 500 odd clubs. So it's a big difference. So hopefully that gets visualised and we get a lot more support from the government as well.
Let me tell you one thing. I'll bring Stefan on in a minute too. Let me tell you one thing about the people in Sydney. I keep getting it from Sydney, mate. Honestly, Robert. Harry, a guy called and he talks to me all the time. He's a big journalist. Don't you ever call the game soccer again. I get it all the time, Robert.
Yeah.
But I said to them, if you go and you come to Melbourne and you see the whole registration of all the clubs, you'll see FC. You know this, don't you?
Yeah.
We are not. We need to be recognised as one game.
Yeah.
You can't say football in Victoria, can you?
No.
I keep telling him.
You can't. And that's, you're spot on there, and that's something that I think we need to keep working at. But I always say, sport's sport. Every sport's fantastic because, like I said at the start, it's about kids. So if a kid wants to play Australian rules football, let it be. But he might want to come and watch the World Game. So there's nothing wrong with that.
My son's done it to me. Don't worry.
I've born here, raised here, played cricket, played footy, played soccer, played whatever you want to call it. But sports is what it should be about. Yeah.
Stefan, before we finish,
2 more questions for you. What are your expectations coming into the Australian Championship? Obviously, you guys had a phenomenal season in NPL Victoria. Coming now into the Australian Championship now, what are your expectations coming into it?
My expectations are kind of, I always say, whichever team you're a part of, you want to be competitive and you really want to go out there and have a fair crack. If the boys do that in the park, regardless of the results, I'm always happy. But I believe we've got a quality team. We've had a bit of a change now in regards to our coaching panel and staff off the park. So that might have a little bit of, wouldn't say teething, but a bit of an adjustment to players and so forth coming into. But also this championship having a long season and Avondale playing in so many finals, the Hahn Cup as well as the Doherty Cup, very deep into the semi-final. I think our preparation, I'll be honest, it's been a bit unbalanced because players were away. So the strength and conditioning teams had a lot of hard work to do and try to put all those puzzles together. But I think the deeper we get into the competition, we will be a force. Of course. And I just hope that we get through our first couple of games to then put ourselves in a position where we can focus on other things to keep building the team on.
And last question as well, the Bruno show. Everyone's going to be talking about it. How excited are you for when he kicks out there on the pitch?
Yeah, look, I've been getting messages all morning and last night. How many goals is Bruno going to score and this and that. But I must say, Bruno coming into Bruno and having to sign him on board for Avondale, I think he's a perfect fit because what we're looking at, Avondale, we want players, we want people, but we want good people, and the qualities that he's bringing into the change rooms, his professionalism, his attitude, his application, his communication to kids. We've already had him at trials and kids getting autographs and kids wanting to buy his tops. And look at you, you know,
Look
you
at
went
me.
out and bought the
Exactly.
top.
I had to.
And it looks mighty good. So Bruno's Bruno, and he's got a lot of it left in his tank, and he'll get stronger as he gets fitter as well. So yeah,
I think it fits you guys perfectly as well, because you guys already, as I've seen in all the videos, such a professional effort already. I think it's a unity of two parties, and it's just working well at the moment.
absolutely, and he speaks highly of it. I mean, surely Bruno's had a lot of contacts with a lot of clubs after victory on where he could particularly go, but he chose Avondale, I think, because there was a lot of other reasons in fact that he liked, from professionalism, from strength and conditioning to the medical team to the facilities. So it was a compact one.
I think the biggest one, probably, all the signs are in here.
Yes,
La Familia,
yes.
yeah.
Well, that's right. That's what it's about. Yeah. So hopefully we kick on and keep growing.
Thank you very much having us here, mate. Thank you for having us.
problem,
It's
pleasure.
Perfect.
And of course, Stefan,
Stefan.
thank you for coming along, guys. Don't forget the game starts very shortly. And then what do they say? It's going to be on SBS on demand as well. So get on there, watch it, support your clubs in the Australian Championship. Football is out. See you soon. Thank you.
Take care.
We're down here at Avenger Park, home of Avondale, the premiers of NPL Victoria. They're taking on Canberra Croatia, who are from Canberra. It's going to be a cracking contest. But the talk of the town here, which is the reason why the sun's out, is the Bruno show. Bruno Fornaroli, A-League player, is down here, part of La Familia. It's going to be a spectacle. So many fans are out here. It's going to be something worth watching. How many goals can he store? He's in the starting lineup. He's starting up front. We'll see how many goals he can get. And you just best believe the Uruguayan is going to be sizzling.